This is D4Melodies, D4Melodies.com, D4Melodies podcast. And today we got a special episode. It's for all the good music heads, all the technology freaks. We out here today.
Harlem Real Stand Up.
That's good.
In Harlem, New York. Clem's in the building. I got Cram here.
I'm always here.
Lenny's here.
It's good.
And our special guest today, Devo Springsteen.
What's up?
Do you go by your real name now, too?
Not so much. They call you like in the business office. They call you Devo, or they call you. Oh, okay.
They call me Devo.
Okay.
Devon is my name, but the SEO is not so good on Devon.
Yeah.
So the captain of the Jamaican bobsled team from Cool Runnings,
Yeah.
his name is Devon Harris. And then Devon Harris from the Mavericks. He's higher up than me.
Okay.
That's what Lenny was looking up when he was trying.
Yeah, he was looking up him. He was like,
Oh, shit, you play ball too? Oh, son, man. So yeah, they're all still. I think I'm catching up with the bobsled guy, but Devo, I get a little more traction.
Nice.
Okay, cool.
Myself.
Nice. So how's everything going since we last seen each other?
Oh my God! Since I last saw
A
you
lot of changes.
When was that?
Yeah. What?
years ago,
That was maybe
2 or 3 years ago, maybe more.
I think 4.
Oh
Maybe
well, then
4.
yeah, the whole thing, everything is different.
Yeah.
Nothing's the same except that I'm here.
Wow. Yeah, but I helped you move into this spot.
Yeah.
Or I don't know. Maybe I think it was on the other side. I don't if you was downstairs or
No, I think it was here.
I don't remember all those steps.
Yeah, you were younger then. So we were all younger. But no, I've been here and still innovating, trying to make some things happen.
Yeah. Do you have a new studio spot? What happened to the old studio spot?
It's shut down.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I had a studio on 30th Street that I was running, and I had I had my production company I was running, and then I was going to Columbia Business School full time.
Yeah.
And I lived down in the Village a while back, and then I was making that music video for Riot in Paris, my band, and it was just too much going on. So I got kicked out of school.
Oh wow.
Jeez.
I got kicked out of Columbia, and I had to get back in. I just didn't have a plan, so I'm like, I got to get back in. That's my plan to finish school.
Yeah.
And so part of me getting back in was that I had to move up here,
Okay.
and I had to shut down my studio and basically like shut down my business.
So you could focus on the school.
Yeah.
Damn.
That makes so much sense.
Yeah. Well, I'm trying to literally do 2 full-time lives.
Yeah.
And
Because it was crazy. It was crazy back then, like running back and forth, and then
it was
to
crazy.
get the video done was a lot.
Yeah. Exactly.
It was a lot. Yeah.
So that's what happened.
Wait, so the studio was Astor Place Music, or was it something?
Well, the studio was just where we recorded at.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, that's everything. Astor Place Music was coming out of there.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
So yeah, I had the Dungeon Studio on 30th and 8th or so. Yeah, and like who else was down there? Like Keith Shockley, those guys. This ASAP Mob was recording down there a bunch then. I don't know, but so while down there, I was running kind of all the production company stuff out of there, and we were making a music video for this band that was signed to me, and the music video ended up turning into what I'm doing now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is amazing to me. Like when you told me what you were doing now, and I looked at it, I was like, oh, this is like what we started from the ground. Like we started doing that, and you just took it into a whole thing,
Adventure.
Yeah.
So how are we gonna start from the beginning? Let's go
Okay.
back all the way to the beginning, and then we'll make it to
2013,
here.
right?
And
Was that the beginning? Because that's what I got on the.
I think it's before that.
I mean, that was probably when it was branded 2013 last year.
Oh no, we're not gonna get to Adventr
No?
yet. Let's start with the
We was just
a little bit of the
talking about
music,
it.
a little bit of the music stuff. Yeah, no, we're gonna talk
No,
because
you
that's
can't
what
go
he's
ping
here.
pong.
We'll
for.
get to it. Yeah, we'll start from the back. Yeah.
But I want
Background.
everybody to
what
get
I'm
his
into.
credentials down first. You know,
Oh, okay.
Hell yeah.
so they know like this is the guy. It's not just some other guy here. You know. So how'd you get the name Devo Springsteen first?
I started working with Kanye in maybe 2001 or so, or something. Yeah, 2002. And Consequence was one of the first people we were working with a lot at that time. And so a lot of people, I guess, would call me Devo. I don't know why. But and then he would just be like, Devo Springsteen, Devo Springsteen, Devo Springsteen. And then Kanye one day is like, why do you call him Springsteen? And he's like, because he's the boss. So I'm like, oh, okay, that's cool. But I think the reality is that I lived in the Village at that time.
Yeah.
And I knew a lot of white people. Because I went to Penn and whatnot. And so I think a lot of the rappers, including Consequence, that would be around, weren't used to seeing like a black dude with so many white people around, and and we would party all the time. We drink like you're just living in a village, like just drinking whiskey, having little house parties. Yeah. And so I think he's like, this guy thinks he's a rock star. He's like Devo Springsteen. So I think that's where it came from.
Okay, but from the beginning, like how did you get influenced by music to start? Just doing the music. Like were you a singer, DJ, anything? Like I seen that you tried to sing before. Yeah. And you did DJ a little bit. So yeah. What started first?
I was a singer, so I just sang in choirs and like different little music groups, like just in school. Yeah. And I'd go to like singing competitions and everything. And then when I went to college at Penn, I tried out for a cappella group. I didn't make that group. So the very final round, I didn't make it. And I kind of hadn't sang in a couple of years in school. So all of my friends that I was hanging out with, they were all doing music. They were all singers, rappers, musicians, like my crew, like in school. So
do you know any other rap names?
Rhetoric from Dugius.
Okay.
You familiar with that group?
We'll figure it out.
Yeah. There's a Rhetoric from Dugius. Slant is formerly Slant Eyes and became Slant. He now manages Snoop Dogg and DJ Quick.
Okay.
So you ever see Snoop Dogg, you see like a big Asian guy around him?
Yeah, that's Slant.
Slant or Ted. No. But so yeah, everyone. John Stevens was one of our roommates. Oh, wow. Who's now John Legend. Yeah. But we didn't have a DJ. No one was a DJ. So I was like, I'll be the DJ. So that's how I started DJing. Like,
cool. So you were roommates with John Legend?
I was roommates with John Stevens.
He wasn't John Legend.
He wasn't Legend yet.
He was not a legend at that time.
And you guys moved to New York together, or?
Yeah. So we were there. You know, what's interesting is when I was in high school, I visited Penn. They have minorities come that are probably going to get in, and I remember seeing this guy. Little light-skinned dude, he was like super young, and we never spoke. But I was like, if we both go to this school, we're gonna be good friends. And then the next year, freshman year, I'm introduced to John. I'm like, oh, this is the guy, or whatever.
Yeah,
like,
nice.
And then so sophomore year, maybe 8 of us had a house together, and we all kind of lived together the rest of college.
Oh, okay.
So we were just like, that was our crew.
What kind of roommate was he?
John was very responsible. John was the guy who collected all the bills.
Okay.
Like he was in charge. That's who John was. He was in charge of making sure everything was paid. Like if there was a party, you wouldn't expect John to go. He's like doing other important things. He was a choir director for a church. So every Sunday morning, because he had a car, he would drive 2 hours to Scranton to do this choir direction. Then he'd come back, and he was just very disciplined, good guy, responsible.
He's a good roommate.
He's a good roommate.
I can see that.
Only thing is that like he wasn't getting with no girls in 4 years, as far as I recall. But sophomore year, we had a crazy house, and for him to get to his room, he had to go through my room.
Okay.
So
and you had all the girls in the room.
I wouldn't say all the girls, but once or twice we had an incident. So then when we graduated, I moved to New York and was doing business stuff here. John moved to Boston, was doing consulting in Boston. And then after maybe a year of that, he moved to New York. So then me and John and another one of our roommates from Penn got a place on 2nd Avenue.
Okay. And then what is Con Man Productions? Was that the first production?
So we moved into a place in 2000 and on 7th Street and 2nd Avenue in the Village. And so a bunch of things happened. I guess in 2001, the internet bubble was bursting. The first internet bubble, which people don't even remember right now, but young people don't know. Younger people. Nothing about. And then September 11th happened, and it was just like a really bad time in New York, especially like for me. I'm like 24 and trying to get things popping in a career, and especially in the internet space, whatever. And people weren't working for a while. It was like a good year or two where everyone was messed up. Yeah. And so I lost my job, and Kanye, who's my cousin, had moved to Jersey. So my aunt had hit me, or somehow we talked, and she's like, "Oh, Kanye, your cousin, who I met once, moved to Jersey. You should show him around." So we hooked up, and first day I called him, he came over, we hung out, and I think he took me to the studio at Baseline like that day. So I meet like Memphis Bleak or whatever, and I had my little beats I had made. I had no idea what I was doing. Like, yo, check out my beats. Oh my god! I remember Memphis Bleak came in the room. I was playing his beats, and he was in there maybe 15 seconds. He was like, walked out.
Wow!
And I was like, yo, that wasn't hot. Like, like. It was like, man, don't play them anymore. Like, but it was Kanye was in there and No ID, and I remember No ID, who didn't know me from anything, gave me like real constructive, like, well, think about doing this, like try to do this, and like not just keep it up, man, or whatever. He was like really being concrete about how I can make stuff better. But in any case, I started working with Kanye, which was a whole process. But Con Man was the name of his kind of entity or corporation at that time. Oh, okay. Which would later turn into Good Music.
Okay.
How did that name come about, though?
Yeah, Con
Man.
Man.
What was the meaning behind Con Man? Was it just like a regular?
It was Kanye.
Oh,
it's
yeah?
Kanye. So. All right, I have I went on Kanye to the little forum that came about because of Kanye, and I told them I was going to interview you, and then they sent all these Kanye questions.
Okay.
So I'm hoping you can answer these questions for them.
Maybe I don't want to speak for. I can't speak for Kanye or any person.
I cut out a lot.
Yeah.
Of the questions. I was like, no, not happening. Right. You know. So they wanted was Kanye always determined when you seen him?
Yes.
Yes. You can answer straightforward. I'm not gonna ask that one. Did he have any rants when you was in the studio with him?
Rants. Not like now, but he definitely was had a vision. The rants are more about the vision and what's going to happen, as opposed to kind of the plight or a situation. It's more kind of personal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And the family business record, did you help make that, or how did you feel when you heard that record? Because it's essentially about y'all, you know.
Which one's a family business record? It's just family business.
It's on
What's he talking
album.
about with
cousins in the bathtub?
Yeah, it was, that was from the first or second album.
The first album.
The first album. No, I wasn't involved in that. Like I said, we didn't grow up together.
Yeah.
I know all the cousins and aunts and everything, but I wasn't involved in that record.
Okay. And you helped link him with William Morris, right?
Yes.
Yes.
So the William Morris, which is I'm trying to do business with him right now. Yeah. Like, yo, I brought Kanye. Don't forget that. But he's not even there anymore. But yeah. So how I started working with Kanye was that he was working with Jay-Z, and he took me to the studio. I'm like, oh, this is really cool. I heard Aisha Izzo, and that started bubbling. I'm like, yo, we should get you some press. So through my connections from Wharton, from business school, one of my colleagues there, she's a year or two older, she was writing at XXL or something.
Yeah.
She's like an executive producer at MTV now, Dara Cook. But anyways, she was writing. I was like, yo, you should do an article on my cousin. He's ill. That song H of the Izzo, he did that. So she's like, all right. So she wrote an article. So the first, from what I know, the first national press about Kanye was from this XXL article, where on the cover, it doesn't even say Kanye West. It says H to the Izzo producer, like on the little text, little joints. And so that was kind of the first solid I had done. And we weren't working together officially. I was like, this would be a good look.
Yeah.
So then, I know he wanted to be an artist, and then I think he got signed to. Was he signed to Rockefeller? Maybe he was, or maybe he wasn't. But I was like, man, we should take you to get a booking agent. Like, my friend from college works in the mailroom at William Morris. So I go to Amy, who's my friend. I'm like, yo, my cousin works with Jay-Z, and you see, look at this press we got, and whatever. And like, he's amazing. So she kind of put the word out, and I got us an appointment with Kara Lewis, who's the number one urban booking agent by far.
Yeah.
And so we set this meeting. We go meet with Kara Lewis, go in her office. It's me and Kanye and Amy, who's like, she's my age. She works in the mailroom, doesn't even get to go up here. And then Ice Gree from Chicago. And you just go in his office and imagine all these walls. Instead of you seeing white, you see gold and platinum. They're just plaques. Like from floor to ceiling, literally the whole thing covered in plaques.
That's crazy.
That's what our office is. Jeez. And so I'm like, oh man, this is insane. So Kanye, I don't think he had a record deal. He definitely didn't have any songs out. And Kara Lewis is like, representing Eminem and all these guys. And he just starts, he controls the meeting. He's like, yo, you want to hear my songs, whatever. Goes over to her CD player, takes the CD, we have CDs then, and puts the CD in. He hits play on the CD, starts performing, and really going in, performing like all over the room. And this lady is like, what the hell is going on? And so he's just a genius and a real showman. And he performed all these songs, tons of songs that like Jesus Walks.
Wow.
Right. And by the end of the meeting, she's like, well, I want to work with you. And she's not working with unsigned artists.
Yeah.
Like, that's just not happening. But he was so electric and compelling. I think he had a Rockefeller chain too. That's a good look. But so yeah, took him to William Morris. They signed him. And after that, he was kind of like, all right, I need to bring you on the team. Like, you need to be part of this situation.
Because your connects was coming through left and right.
Yeah.
Don't forget.
Lonnie, you got a question?
Yeah. So from there forward, what was your first big project? I know you worked on John Legend's album with Nas.
Right.
What was your first biggest project to date?
I worked with I helped structure some business stuff for Kanye, and then a lot of artists would come over to record at his place. It got to where he didn't have time for that. So we set up a little mini studio in my crib, a little Roland, like 16-track recorder, basically like a replica of Kanye's setup. Some of the stuff I already had, like MPCs and whatnot. And so a lot of artists would come to my place and record over Kanye's beats or my beats or whatever. So I had some records out with like Consequence and some other artists like at Fat Beats and whatnot. But John Legend, who I signed, was the first major record I had out. I had like three or four songs on John's first album.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah.
So you work with Old Dirty Bastard.
Oh yeah, well that's one of the early records I had out.
How was that?
That was. Have you heard that song?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. We were never in the studio with ODB, but this guy paid us to make the beat, and it was with like Con Man Productions or whatever. So we went and did the beat, and then I was trying to get my little Pharrell on or whatever. So I like laid the hook. So then they're like, "Yeah, we're gonna get ODB." I'm like, "Yeah, whatever. Just like pay us the money." So. And then, a few months later, they played me the song, and ODB was on it. He was doing the hook that I had
you did. Yeah.
So the hook about like fat girls or something. I forget what I said. All the fat girls say something. I don't remember, but so we didn't work with him. But yeah, the stuff that he's rapping in that BK song is what I wrote.
Okay, and then Nas, what is like? Why? How? What
Nas, Nas. A few years into everything, how did the Nas stuff happen? Well, Nas is working on an album. I guess it was Hip Hop Is Dead, and maybe it's a previous album. Anyways, he's working on something, and everyone's like, "Yo, we gotta get on this Nas record." So I was on Rap City, BET Rap City, and they're like, "Yo, you did this record, whatever. What you working on now?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm working on Nas album, because I was working on it. I was at home working on stuff for it."
Yeah,
he didn't know. No one else knew that. So then apparently his people were watching it. They reached out to my manager. They're like, "Yo, why is he saying he's working on the album? Like, we don't know him, or whatever." And I was like, "I don't know. I didn't know what else to say at the time."
Yeah.
So they're like, "Well, let's hear some stuff, or whatever." And so I sent some music, and I just developed a relationship with those guys. And then I think I don't remember which came first. I think Mike Brinkley, his manager at the time, was like, "Here, we have some old records, so we want to like put new beats on them here." So they gave me some records, and I made a beat for this record called Association.
Yeah.
So I heard an interview with Will Smith on Hot 97, and I just really liked one thing that he said about, you want to know who you are, like pick out your five best friends, like put them in a line. That's who you are. If you don't like what that represents, then you know what you need to do. You need to get new friends. And so that really stuck with me, and then the Nas record, that made sense to me too. That kind of fit with that. So I found the Will Smith interview somehow, and I made the beat for that. I got Estelle to sing on it. I called Stickman from Dead Prez. I don't even know how. I don't even know him. Yeah. But I was just like, I forget how I got his information. I called him out of the blue, like, "Yo, my name is Devo, and I have an amazing record with Nas, and you're perfect to be on it, whatever." I had no money or anything, and somehow talked him into getting on the record.
I mean, you said you got a record with Nas. He's going to jump on it.
Not necessarily. Not necessarily.
No?
Some stranger. You don't know if it's approved by Nas. You don't know who am I. I may have stole something.
Yeah.
I may be I'm going to sell your shit. Like, who knows what's going to happen.
Right.
Yeah.
But somehow I worked it out, got him on the record. So basically I developed a relationship with Nas's people through there. And then we did the Let There Be Light record on Hip Hop Is Dead. And I feel like he may have done one other record too, but yeah, that's how that happened.
You just spoke it into existence,
basically.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then you heard Common's new stuff?
The current album, Nobody Smiling or whatever. I haven't heard it.
No. Okay.
Is it good?
I haven't really listened deep into it.
Yeah.
It seems okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Common's dope though. When I graduated college, I traveled through Southeast Asia for 2 months.
Yeah.
I backpacked through like Indonesia, Malaysia, Singapore, and Thailand. And anyways, the only music I had was Common Resurrection on a cassette tape and like a Hot Boys album. And I
like the weirdest combination.
But that like helped me, and like a mixtape of some crap I had made.
Yeah.
But that like held me down for like 2 months in Asia. It's like,
wow.
Yeah.
Hot Boys though.
The Hot Boys. I remember I used to tell people. I used to be like, "Yo, this guy Lil Wayne is ill. He might be the best rapper." I don't know, Lil Wayne, but this is like 2001
and 2000.
And I remember John Legend being like, "Do you know how you sound right now, Lil Wayne? Lil Wayne is the best rapper." Like, that's crazy. And he wasn't, no dreads or whatever. Like, it's way early. But yeah, Hot Boys were dope. Juvenile, BG, not so much. But Turk was could have been the illest of all of them, I thought. But yeah, so it's just crazy that years later to be able to work with Common.
Yeah.
And like I see him on the street and I know this guy is like
crazy.
It's wild, hell yeah.
All right. You have any more music questions? I want to get all the music questions out the way so you take a break and then we come back with all tech.
All right, yeah, I say you bang on yours because my stuff ties in with what you got after that.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So it's Aretha Franklin. How did that come about?
They were working on the Aretha Franklin duets album, and I just came off the Diamonds record, which I produced, and I was just stunning hard from that. So there's some guys at like J Records who were like, they heard the Diamonds record before it came out, before there was even words on it.
Yeah.
And I'd be in there playing. I'm like, yeah, this is going to be Kanye's first single. And they'd be like, oh, my God. They'd call in the whole, hey, everybody, come listen to this. And they're like, all right. This is the new thing. All right. You listen to this. This is what the records need to sound like.
Yeah.
And so, you know, we just had a movement going there. We were just so strong. Between Kanye and John and the whole, like, there's so much energy coming out. Anyways, so they wanted some music for her, and I gave them some beats, and I already had a hook on that beat. What y'all came to do? Put on your dancing shoes. And John was my roommate, so I wrote some hook in our apartment, and he came home one day. I'm like, yo, sing this on this beat. So it helps to have like a beat with John Legend basically on the hook. So they're like, yeah, we like this one. So then, so they bought the record, and that was my most expensive beat I was able to sell, like at the peak of everything.
Nice.
But so I was on tour. I was John Legend's DJ at that time too. So I was on tour with John. We were like going around the world, and I remember they were like, "Oh, we need to have the song, like finish writing the song or whatever." And we were in Paris, so the record company is like, "All right, so we'll get a studio in Paris. We'll pay for John to not travel with the rest of the group, and we'll pay for the flights to like catch up, and we'll just pay for everything to be taken care of."
Oh wow!
And I'm like, but John didn't write a word of any of that stuff or make the beat. I did everything.
Yeah.
So where do I fit in? They're like, no, it's John Legend.
It's John.
And so I'm like, nah, I'm gonna do this. So I stayed behind and I went into the studio with him, but I paid for all my own flight changes and
That's
rooms
crazy.
and everything. It is what it is, and so that's how that kind of came about. And we went in the studio, and that's the only time where I've ever been starstruck. Number one, and she's singing the song, and she's like, "All right, what do you want me to do?" But I'm like, "What am I gonna tell Aretha Franklin?" I'm like, "I don't know, just do whatever you want. Like, you know more than me." So that was a great song. I think. I don't think it ever came out as a single. It was supposed to, but I think it would have been pretty fun if it had a definite market for it. But yeah, that's actually one of the highlights. After doing Aretha Franklin and like Kanye and Jay-Z, it kind of makes producing for other artists like, I don't know, it doesn't really make sense for me. Like at this point, I try to be playing beats for like new
people,
like Joey Badass or something. I'm kind of like, man. Nothing against Joey Badass in particular or any of these artists, but I don't know, I've worked with like dream artists. I feel
yeah, definitely started at the top.
Oh yeah.
Go ahead, man.
All right, yeah. I know you got a couple Grammys in the bag. How was that? Like your first Grammy? What was the experience like?
I thought, I got this record for Diamonds from Sierra Leone. I got this award.
Yeah.
And I would see kind of the charts like in the Village Voice, like this is who should win. This is who will win. Right? You see little things around. And Diamonds was kind of perceived as a record that should win and probably will win. It wasn't the biggest rap song of that year. Gold Digger was far bigger than that. But it was a meaningful song that affected the conversation around diamonds in Africa and for some time. Anyway, so whenever that came out, I was in a car driving to the Grammys whenever that was announced. And they, Don C is hitting me like, yo, you got a Grammy, whatever. I'm like, yeah.
I better get a Grammy.
We expect excellence.
Yeah.
So, and I'm kind of like, all right, man. Rest of my life, at least I got that taken care of. Like my grandkids, at least I'll be like, yo,
I got a Grammy. What you
I
got?
Check off the bucket list real quick.
But the truth is, like, when years before this, when I first started working with Kanye, we had went to Philadelphia to work with this artist, and he had a Grammy, and I remember we went in his crib, which wasn't anything crazy, and he had a Grammy on the mantelpiece, and we went down and he had his girl was like cutting potatoes in the kitchen, and she wasn't even hot. Or whatever. So we went in the basement. He's like, "Yo, like, you know, I have my little indie deal. Like, I need a hit. I need a hit right now today. If you don't give me a hit today, I don't even know if they're gonna put out my shit or whatever."
Yeah.
So, you know, we tried to do some stuff, and we came up with a good record. And I realized, I'm like, this guy's like, not hurting, but he's not like, just not living the life.
Yeah.
Not living a dream.
He's not living to his expectation.
Yeah, and he has a Grammy. So I'm like, a Grammy doesn't come with any cash.
Yeah.
It doesn't guarantee you anything. It doesn't, like, while it's nice, it doesn't like make you better than anyone or whatever. So I enjoy that stuff, and I'm very proud of winning a Grammy, but I probably didn't stunt enough. Maybe I still don't around that, because I was kind of like, yeah, this doesn't define you. Doesn't mean you hot or you're gonna have bad chicks or whatever. But it was great.
Yeah.
Awesome. But you had something bigger than the Grammy, though. The John Legend song. That got
the Obama.
The Obama campaign theme song.
Yeah, I mean,
that's bigger than the Grammy.
That's big. Our song was like kind of unofficial, because I think the Will I Am record was kind of like seen as the official song, but they definitely played our stuff in like the DNC, and that was part of his campaign. So that's another thing I was very proud of, and which again goes back to, like, it gets hard to like be making beats and shopping beats when I'm like, we're trying to make history.
Yeah.
Right? So the whole thing, like working with Kanye and coming up in that situation, like, we're not just out here making songs and making beats. Like, we're not. This tech stuff, I'm not just like trying to make an app and like hopefully buy it for 99 cents.
It's history. It is.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's what we're like constantly trying to do.
Yeah.
So we were very like aware of that at all times, and so it's challenging now. I feel trying to, you know, the people who I work with now, trying to instill that in them. Like, yo, do you realize that we are changing history, and like in our own little way, or maybe it's a big way, or whatever it is, but we have an opportunity to be great,
to change everything. Really.
Yeah. So why make beats when you can like make history? You know.
Yeah.
So that's kind of the bigger kind of goal. So the stuff it's always an honor, but it's never like a shock.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I go in these meetings now. They're like, yeah, but how are you gonna do this? Yeah. I'm like, I've done way more challenging things than that. Are you kidding me?
That's the easy part.
Yeah.
The work is the easy part. The idea and like enhancing your idea is like the hardest part to me.
It is.
Doing the work is like, once you figure out exactly the route, you could just do the work. But getting like, this is gonna be history here. I'm gonna do this to this.
Getting the vision together. Yeah.
Getting the vision together, I think, is like the hardest part.
Yeah, I think we just have I have a different way of thinking of things, I think, and so when I'm in these meetings, either with the A&R or with investors, a conversation is kind of like, well, this and this is happening, so how does this fall into the path of what's happening? So gangster rap is hot, but this doesn't sound like gangster rap, so I don't know that this will work. And or right now, but I haven't really seen this in the marketplace, so I don't know if people really want that. And I'm like, I'm pretty good at knowing what people want and like delivering that, right? But the fact that gangster rap is hot is why this will work, because we are the innovation, we are the new voice. So it's having that conversation is it's challenging to convince people on either side. So then a lot of what you have to do, I think, is just you have to get some momentum and energy from the people. So all that means is that we're going around getting Kanye hot by printing up vinyl, going to these clubs, making these crazy mixtapes, selling them at a premium price or whatever, like showing you it's not just about gangster rap. So even today with all this tech stuff I'm doing now is informed by my experience with good music and music business. And now we go out. Now we have thousands of people signed up on the website every day. They're making stuff right now.
I go to meetings. Signed up last night.
There you go. Hell yeah. So I go into these meetings. I'm like, look at this. This is what someone just made in Algeria. Look at this. This is what they made in Cleveland. Look at this. This is an orphanage in L.A. Look what they just did.
That's sick.
You know what I mean? So yeah. So I guess the point I'm trying to make is that if you're able to embrace to get people, like just normal people, to embrace what you're doing and feel you, that's how you start a movement. And I think that's all we're trying to do here.
Yeah,
definitely.
Nice. Do you have any more music questions?
Nah, I say we take a break and then come back and get into the tech stuff.
Yeah. Cram, you have any music questions?
All
he has
adventure.
All tech questions. It's the tech because he got gadgets and gadgets and gadgets.
Came in with a new one.
All right. So we'll take a break and we'll come back with the tech world. This is dformalities.com. Don't forget to follow us on iTunes, Stitcher, and if you got the Rip Radio and the TuneIn app on your phone, go to Rip Radio on
Now getting hot. Getting hot. 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 Getting hot. Now 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 getting hot. Getting hot.
All right, we back. It's Deformalities, deformalities.com.
Sup?
Lenny's here, Cram's here, Devo, Springsteen. And this one's for the tech people. Yeah. Cram has all the tech questions.
All my techies out there.
All my techies out there.
Techies in the head.
No, I just love technology. And when I went to your site last night, Adventr.tv.
Make sure make clear.
It's Adventr. Not ADVENTR is
Adventr.
the .tv. So it's pronounced Adventr, which I had to wait until the person said in the video. I'm like, wait, Adventr?
Yeah.
But yeah, so
You have a question?
Yeah. The first question is the name. What is it? Is it because I'm thinking if it's like multiple meanings.
Was it the original name Ochre?
Yep.
How'd you
come up with that?
Yeah.
I was trying to have a name that was different and that was more like I was trying to make some like next level shit, and I wanted to have a name that was less internety and more organic.
Okay.
And kind of spoke to like me being black.
Yeah.
And what ochre is pigment that's used to color on cave walls, right? It's also a color. It's also a lot of things, but cavemen use ochre to create their drawings. So this was the origin of recorded storytelling. So what we're trying to do is to basically represent the evolution of recorded storytelling,
right,
where the viewer is able to be part of that story. So I was trying to just make a very internet new wave reference to a very organic old communication technology.
Right.
Nice.
And I was on the ride here. I was talking to my boy Lenny about the movie Big. Are you familiar with that movie? Tom Hanks.
I've seen it.
And he was hired for this toy making company, and they were making electronic comic books. And his idea was shot down, and it was exactly how you described it, as far as interactive, changing the story, and then when getting to the end, you can replay it again and make different options, different choices within the story. So it brought me back to that, and I'm like, it's been around for a while as far as people trying to format it and making it right, but we were talking about like it's on YouTube as well. But then the promotional video or clip you have on the site is kind of dope, because I'm looking at the girl and she's just like blinking and just like take the camera or leave it, and I'm like, let's take it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just like, it wasn't cut and then picked up. It was like fluid. In YouTube, I've seen it. It's just like cut. People cut it up. So I was like, this one is fluid. It's like she's like literally just waiting for you.
Right.
So and then throughout that video too, I seen the online shopping. The girl was trying on a dress. So I'm like, where, like, how do you plan to like implement this within the shopping community at first? Like, I understand in the video, like uploading videos and people doing like that, but as far as the shopping part, how do you plan to do that? What's your plan on that? Sorry,
I don't want to give away all the secrets.
But I mean,
but the video was really just I sit down with people all the time, and I'm trying to show them a vision of the future, and I can show you a doctor saying, "Hey, where on your body is it hurting? Okay, your shoulder hurts. Okay, well, how old are you? Okay." All in a video, right? That's responding to you, and I'm saying that's going to happen sooner than later. So, in communicating this vision that I see, which I think is it's far closer than even like Oculus VR, like virtual reality stuff. This is going to happen way before that in terms of like mainstream. So I just wanted to really illustrate and make it clear this vision. So now you can agree with that or not agree with it, but at least you're clear on what I'm seeing.
right.
So the shopping part, some of these things are a little further off than today,
Okay.
and I don't want to like dive into too much of kind of what the plan is, because people are listening right now. You know who you are, and you ain't gonna find out what it is.
Can't be stealing ideas from the podcast. I understand. Nah, you leave it out. But
I will say this though, and I can show you some examples of this where right now, if there's a Supreme ad or some video for Supreme, and there's things going on in this ad that may or may not be relevant to you, and by interacting with that content, maybe it's saying, maybe you're picking a skateboard trick, maybe you're picking a girl, maybe you're picking a theme of party or study or whatever it is, different choices that you can make. We can definitely tailor the product or the mood or whatever to you, right? So we have fragrance ads where it's literally like like love or logic, solitude or social or whatever, and it's all like very grungy downtown, like rock and roll feel to it.
Right.
Yeah.
And then at the end, it's like your personality. You are very cerebral, and your friends always ask you for advice. This is the fragrance for you. Click here to buy it. Now, if you had made other choices, and it all looks like one video.
Yeah.
Now, you can go on social media, you can share it or whatever, and then someone else can watch the same thing, make different choices, see different content, and at the end it says, you are the life of the party. And you are going to be the last one shutting down the club. This is a fragrance for you. Buy it here. And we can make different products for everyone. So the bigger point is just that you're personalizing the content.
Right.
And so you're delivering at the end of this journey. There's a million different things you can do, but I'm just talking about the shopping.
Yeah.
At the end of this journey, we're going to deliver the appropriate product for you, the appropriate suit for you. And so
hoping that everyone's being honest at that too.
Yeah. So, and generally speaking, generally speaking, they are in a private setting. And I say that, we made a music video, The Ride in Paris, and the very first choice in that video, this guy's with his girl, and you can choose to either, because his boy hits him, is like, yo, there's a party, let's go. And you can either go to the party or go to the bodega or stay with your girl and get your freak on, right? That's the choice. And so when I'm showing this in meetings to people, 9 times out of 10 they choose like go to the bodega or go to the party or whatever. They don't pick get your freak on. We're kind of in a business setting, whatever. Now, the numbers from the YouTube video, 85% of people are choosing get your freak on. So in the privacy of your own home or on your phone or whatever it is, like it's a different space, right? So we can expect a little more like a personal, like a real response.
Yeah.
And that's what's so powerful about this, is that we can customize the experience to what you want. And I'm telling you, the reason why we're doing this is because when we made that video, and we made a regular one too.
Yeah, the regular one. That was on MTV, yeah.
So the response to the linear one was lukewarm, right? Like, this song is okay. The interactive one, the comments are like, oh, the song's amazing. Oh, the song's dope. These guys are going to be huge. So, and we've done the same thing. Like, we've done a lot of testing around this with ads and branded content, where we have 100 people here, we show them the regular fragrance ad. 100 people here, we show them each interactive fragrance ad. And we asked them, do you remember the brand name of what you just saw? 70% more people in the interactive one, like, they remember it. We asked them, how likely are you to purchase this thing that you just saw? And 34% more on the interactive one are like, yeah, more likely I'm going to buy this.
Yeah, because you personalized it.
It's personalized, it's relevant, you're touching it. Like, touching, that's for me. But our experiences right now are just like,
buy this.
Hopefully this is for you.
Yeah.
This is just for you. I don't know anything about you.
Right.
The other one knows something about you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
That's
all right. I know you have a background on business and marketing, and with the Adventr, what are some problems that you think would come up and that you're working on at the moment behind the company itself?
Problems like in terms
like on
of
the
what?
Business end, marketing.
I think the challenge is, there's lots of challenges, but I'm really trying to be careful that this is not seen as an ad gimmick or like an ad tool.
Yeah,
I don't consider this ad tech.
No, this can go.
It can,
this can go so far.
You know where I see it, like really utilizing on the internet, like for stupid shit. Because the stupid shit starts, then it like all the good stuff. Yeah. So like those quizzes that people take all the time. Every time I'm on Facebook, I see somebody do a quiz.
Oh, like
if they can personalize those quizzes,
like
have somebody come in and do like that'll be that's a whole other market too.
I agree.
I'm thinking bigger than that though.
No, but it's gonna be way bigger than that.
I'm thinking about Transformer type shit.
Yeah,
I'm in the movie theater watching Transformers and it stopped and like, all right, so should Optimus run or kill?
Right.
What are we
So,
gonna do?
yeah.
Like, you know what I'm
That'd be
saying?
good.
Like,
But you did have a
interaction.
movie. You did have a movie thing.
Yeah,
set
we
up
made a
for this.
movie.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you can change the outcome of the movie. Like, that is dope.
Yeah.
So I think it'll go way beyond our,
Right.
imagination.
So how do you do that now? So that's the question. We have some web app. How do you get people to be aware of, number one, the fact that they can touch and change the content, and then how do you get people to be comfortable to know how easy it is to make that? That's the thing, because like we're starting kind of from scratch with that whole conversation. So we go to advertisers. I show them like, look, people like it a lot more. The conversion rate is like this, but I really don't want it to be seen as a ad technique. I want it to be seen as, oh, this is what we're doing now.
Yeah.
Definitely.
New thing.
Just the new thing.
So so how do you do that? Do you do that with a sales team? Do you do that by putting it on the internet, making it free, and hoping people get on it? That's kind of the questions that we're dealing with now, and I think you do both of them, and that's what I spend a lot of time working on, is how you
How you
get
do
that
that?
spark.
Do you want more people to create the content themselves using your programs, or would you like to create more content?
Ideally, I don't want to create any content.
You want them to create, because you provide the tools to create yourself.
We're trying to make the standard platform for creating interactive videos, and it doesn't matter if you're clicking on it. It doesn't matter if you're using an Xbox or your remote for your smart TV. It doesn't matter if you're shopping, you're clicking something, and the output goes to Shopify, Magento, Amazon, whatever. I don't care what the input is. I don't care what the output is. All I know is that the content, if it's going to be reactive, that has to be designed somewhere. Some code has to say, if they touch the left one, then this happens. And that's the technology that we've built, and not even just the change the video if they touch B, but also reporting back to you what that means. So as a creator, you want to understand certain things. I can show you a movie trailer where at a certain point you can save the world or you can save the girl. I can tell you the girl. More people are picking the girl. We can look at what people in Europe are doing versus America, whatever. More importantly, at the end, you can purchase a movie ticket. The girl, I will tell you, for every one person that buys a movie ticket from saving the world, 3 people from the girl will buy a movie ticket. So there's a much higher conversion rate. So maybe in your TV spot, you should feature the girl. Let's do testing between 2 or 3 girls. So it's more than just the engagement side, the research side. That's what we're monetizing. That's the business, not the clicking. The information is information.
The data.
Yeah. So, and then what we do, well, I'm not going to get into it.
That's awesome though, because I know the smart TVs are on the come up too. So like, if it's like integrated with smart TVs, that would be a good
you can have a
establishment
whole
to work
channel
upon.
of
Yeah.
just
Be good, wouldn't it?
create your own content, like creator content on the TV that you interact with.
So that'd be pretty good if I would talk to like Samsung about that, huh?
Yes,
Samsung, definitely.
That'd be pretty good if I talked to Xbox about that, huh?
I think you already have. You tried,
You know?
You're in the stages.
That's dope.
But it seems dope.
But I love the idea.
That's awesome.
What else I got on here?
What you got, Cream?
He answered everything.
He's on the ball. But how did you come up? Who
wait,
else
hold
is
up.
behind it besides you?
Wait, hold on. Before you answer that question, all right. So, cause I'm stuck. I love movies. I'm a movie man. I've seen almost nearly every movie there is. If it was 30 minutes or the whole film, I've seen them more than once. Like last night, I just watched The Passion of Christ for no reason. I just wanted to see it. But just to add that. But I'm just saying, like I would like in the interactive anything like this, I would assume there would be a lot more film or product, or because you have to how do you say the probabilities of like people selecting certain things that have to be layered and layered and layered. So wouldn't it have to be more data per se? For
Yes.
It would have to be like twice as much as because it's different outcomes. Because I'm thinking like on a movie scale, like if we're doing an interactive movie, there has to be at certain points of the movie. There's going to be different choices.
Right.
So you'd have to film for both.
Right.
So it's like I'm just like, oh man, the outcomes can be endless almost.
Yeah, I mean, it depends on what you want to make. You can make it so that
there's a sequel.
Yeah, I mean, they're making Fox Studios, like they got the rights to Choose Your Own Adventure books for a movie. Like they're working on movies for this.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm literally cold calling those guys. Like, hey, have you heard of my company?
You should do it. It's definitely there because I think if everybody's in the movie theater, right? Everybody has their phones anyway. Have the movie interacted, and the percentage of the people who chose this, it's the way the movie's gonna go in the movie theater at that moment.
They need that. I seen that in a game show or some shit like that. I swear.
I've never seen that.
They had remotes under their chair and you select.
Oh yeah.
I've seen that. That concept, at least, not the interactive movie, but the concept of voting as an audience.
Yeah. That would be.
But it's easier through Adventr to just do it yourself.
We're working on that. We shot a film, and to go back to what you're saying, generally speaking, yes, there's going to be more shots needed. I had a buddy that was making a film last November. Came over from Sweden, and I basically was like, "Yo, we should make it interactive. Let's shoot some extra stuff." And we just shot extra footage. Like while he's on the location, we shoot some extra stuff. So it didn't end up. It's not like a Herculean feat or whatever, but there is more that needs to be done. My argument is just that as long as you plan it out, the extra production that's needed, let's say it is 25% more cost or time or whatever, that the bang you get for your buck is worth well more than 25% of the traction and visibility. And I compare it to like really radio. They had radio, and then someone was like, "Yo, but now we can put visuals to this too. We can make television." Right, and I can see people being like, "Yeah, but you gotta have like makeup and have people like outfits." And I don't know if people like radio. Why do all that? But that's just the evolution of media. As bandwidth increases, you can put more information in it and make it more lifelike. So this whole thing with interactivity, with the content changing, we're not inventing this. This has been around, like you said, like a long time. We're just making it super simple to create, and then giving you some and letting you pull information out of it on the data side. And then I have the creative credibility to help show you kind of how it's done. I don't think that this product could be executed to the maximum effectiveness by a bunch of engineers in a room. You gotta be able to create.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't matter what I tell you. I can tell you about this amazing technology until you see it and it's dope. It doesn't resonate. So I just think we have the killer combination of creative and strategy and product.
Nice.
I can't wait to see it. I got my email list set up. I can't wait to get the email, my code, so I can go in and start. Can't wait.
What are you gonna interact with?
I don't know. We're gonna play around, mess around with some stuff.
Yeah. All right.
Nice.
Lenny, you got something?
Yeah. On the marketing end, I know you said you saw the whole bubble from 2001 and how it evolved from now. What do you think? I mean, how do you feel about the evolution of it in the past couple years, and where do you think it's gonna go?
In terms of
the internet of a whole, with marketing, business, new ventures.
I think everything is just getting more and more internet based, and I don't know. It's interesting because I'm not in a corporation every day, so I'm not. I'm trying to understand how they operate from a technical perspective.
Yeah.
But a lot more of their as we do things as consumers, maybe 5 years later, enterprises start doing that, right? So we start using Dropbox, and it's a process, but then these corporations start migrating all this information, all these systems to the cloud, right? So I think as we start to like video, like people on Netflix crazy. Yeah, we love YouTube blowing up. Yeah, on the consumer side, it's very interesting as I talk to companies. It's just relevant for me. They're like, we have to get involved with video. We have to do video. Even like big banks, like $1 trillion banks that don't really deal with like video ads or whatever, they're like, video is becoming the medium of the internet.
Yeah.
Most internet traffic is video data right now. It's Netflix and YouTube. Yeah.
All that stuff, man.
Yeah. So I think the same way that like kind of there's this wave of mobile, you gotta do mobile first. Everything. This is my computer, which is very true. I think that I see that wave is starting to happen with video. And to be honest, I mean, I guess I'm biased, but I think this thing of making the video respond to you is, or something. Maybe it's not this, but I think it is this. But the content has to change. The what you can do with the content has to become web native in order for people to get like,
get it.
oh,
Yeah,
this
definitely.
is what the web means for video,
Yeah.
right? So that's literally a conversation we're trying to start.
Okay.
Nice.
So whether we do it or not, you're gonna see it. The stuff we're talking about, you're gonna see it.
Yeah, hell yeah.
You know?
But your software can replace like bank tellers. Like a bank teller doesn't have to be there. You can just put a hologram bank teller with a video.
Look, hologram.
No, this is with a video, and they just choose. I would like to do this, and
Like
if
an
it knows,
ATM.
it says say these words like Siri. You speak into it, say these words, and I would like to make a deposit. Okay, cool. Put in it.
People from
do
Siri,
just like that.
I'm just emailing them.
Yeah.
Like they hit me yesterday. And it's not even like, it's not really Siri. It's people from SRI, the company that started Siri. So people from very big healthcare organizations.
Healthcare would be awesome.
No,
Like
it's
how you
gonna
said,
go. It
it's
has.
coming up.
It has to go in healthcare, especially the education in healthcare. It's like
Education.
it has to.
Like
They're
it's just-
replacing all.
These
the,
are like ongoing conversations. Like I'm literally talking to some of the biggest education places, healthcare organizations.
because you do know, like now in the medical field, you diagnose yourself now. You can go to the computer and diagnose yourself. Like I have this. This is wrong with me.
Right.
With your same technology that you're doing.
I say anyone who's listening to this, you can go to this website right now. Go to Adventr.tv. It's ADVENTR.tv/WebMD. And I mean, it's public. Anyone can see it. You'll see a doctor on there who is asking you questions, and you click on this human body where it's bothering you, and then she'll ask you other questions. Are you a smoker? With the age and whatnot, depending on what you select. And at the end, she'll tell you this may be what's going on, and this is a drug that may work for you. Now, some of these drugs are prescription, so she says go talk to your doctor, but make sure you ask for this drug. Ask about this.
Yeah.
Some of them are over the counter. Then you click it, and then you can buy it.
You can buy it right there.
Yeah. So, this isn't, we can do fun stuff and movies and everything, and that's to get the conversation going.
Yeah.
But there's very practical uses for this.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. And so, I've read a lot of places where like kind of how technology is adopted. Typically it goes like technology is like magic. Something is happening that's magic. Then it's art. Then it's science. Then it's mainstream, just every day, like old school, whatever.
Yeah.
So I think there's been enough of these kind of interactive videos where the magic is kind of worn off, and it's more of an art now.
Yeah.
So people contact us from random companies. Like they're not like, oh my God, I've never heard. They're like, oh yeah, we're interested in doing that, and like we're not sure how. Like, but we can help you. We can help show you how.
Yeah.
Now, what we're trying to do is to really grow the exposure of this art form and get as many artists and creatives, directors, get them making art, and at the same time, we're trying to introduce the science. Right. So there's a very big media company that I won't name right now that we're negotiating with. That it's when you hear about it, you're gonna be like, oh my god, they killed it. But but the point of what we're doing, like these guys know, they're like, yeah, people with interactivity, we get it. Some of these guys, they've already made content. They don't even have a way to use it. They want to hire people to like put it together. We already
can
have
just
this.
do it. Go
You
to
can do it for free.
Adventr and do it.
So my point is that they're selling. They want to sell products, and they want to figure out all the information around what's working. How's it converting? What if we change this? What if we show some numbers there? What if we put an ad in there? What if we do that? So the process is starting of adding the science to it, right? So, and it's very early. It's very early in this process. But I think if we're able to really jump ahead of it in terms of the art side and be like, yo, you see this John Legend video? It's crazy. See this Kanye West video? It's crazy. Oh, yeah, you saw that movie, the interactive movie those guys put out? It's crazy. Oh, yeah, there's one on Xbox. Oh, man, you saw that thing? That's crazy. Right. That fun, artistic conversation. And then it's far more simple to go from that into business applications than to go business applications to that.
Into that.
Work like that. Art helps drive commerce.
Definitely.
Not the other way. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
So I'm trying to embrace all my artists, friends,
Hell yeah.
and not just friends, but like the access that I have to drive the artistic part of it, and then the business opportunities come out of the resonating of the artistic side.
Nice.
Cool. Nice. That's awesome.
We should do an interactive movie then. I'm signed up. You signed up. So we could just do it. We could.
I
Just
cannot wait for it to hit the street, and
Hell
then I'm gonna come back to this interview, and I told y'all niggas, I told you. Yo, I just can't wait. It's gonna be big. I can't wait.
It's amazing what's going on. So can you tell us more about the future of Adventr?
Well, right now, I know you asked before, like who's involved in it. We have a very small team. It's literally me and my partner. He's the CTO or Chief Technical Officer, and we have Oliver, who's our intern, who's from NYU Film School. We've raised a bit of money just from friends of mine, and John Legend's one of our investors. Noah Kraft, he's a film producer, is working on a movie with Scorsese right now, actually.
Wow.
So there's lots of things that we can do. We're in the process of raising money so we can hire a nice little team.
Yeah. Like
really amazing product people, engineers, salespeople. And the future is really that. It's really just trying to foster creatives and business people to try to get them to use this thing. And so right now we're working on a tutorial series. We have this thing out here, this application where you can make these crazy videos. So there's still a lot of information needs to be given in terms of how to use the tool to its maximum, right? But so that's part of it. But the bigger thing that I'm keyed in on now is the category. I want to be a cheerleader for the category more than for the company. I think the category is so new that if we really educate around this is how this format works, this is how you make a great story. Okay. Not how you use this tool. This is how you make a story. That's the conversation we want to get going, and then I think we'll have a leadership position as this grows. And the more great stories that are there, and the more that there's content that people are like, oh, that was fun, or that was educational, or that was new. Where'd that come from? How'd they do that? And then they come to us. So in the very near future, we're trying to build the product to be a little more social, a little more viral, and to give people the tools to create these stories. And we try to sell it to companies too, same time.
That's awesome. No?
Can't wait for it to happen.
Yeah, I mean, hey, everyone listening, you can go, if this sounds interesting to you, go to adventr.tv, ADVENTR. It's just Adventr without the U and E at the end. And yeah, you can sign up for an account. It's free right now, so I would sign up sooner than later.
You better get
better
it.
It's
get
not
it.
going to stay free. Most
I know
likely.
it's not gonna stay. It's too good of a technology to be.
So that's the way. That's the way that we look at it. Like, I'd love for it to be free forever. We'll see how that goes, but we want people to have fun and make amazing content with us. The monetization again is around the information. So what we're looking at doing is basically, in some point in the near future, charging for the information.
Okay.
Right. So right now, you can go make a video. You go put it wherever. Let's say it goes crazy. You go click on charts. You see every blog, every website where someone posted it. You see how long people are watching, how many views happened there. You can see what people are choosing, see what device they're on. I want to see what people in Paris are doing. You can go do that and see what choices they're making. See what's resonating. Maybe you link off to some other thing and you see only one of them is working to do that or whatever. That's what we're going to be charging for.
That's awesome. That's sick.
Wanna
Get
see
into
what's
detail on the
going
analytics and everything.
Yeah, definitely.
I just can't wait to sit in the movie and then somebody's about to get shot and you're like, does he die or
Stop
no?
the bullet!
It's like, will he die or does he
Matrix.
survive or something crazy?
We shot. Actually, you can go check out the same thing. If you go to adventure.tv/indigo, you can see a snippet of our interactive movie, which that's the idea that you'll be able to watch it in theaters. So we're trying to.
I think
that
we're gonna
out.
create our own interactive movie.
Hey.
Oh,
We're
yeah.
gonna do it
Interactive
and we'll post it with this podcast.
interviews.
Yeah.
Sick.
Okay. Thank you, Devo.
Yeah,
Thank
thanks
you
for your time.
for your
Appreciate it, man.
Pleasure, man.
For the technology and everything.
Yeah. Adventure.tv. Please go check it out. Make videos. Have fun. You can email us at info@adventure.tv if there's any questions. And like I said, it's free.
It is
Right
free
now.
for now.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Get on it.
Yeah, have fun. You can follow me at Springsteezy on Twitter. Go Adventure on Twitter. Yeah.
Nice. All right, guys. This is Deformalities, deformalities.com. Make sure you check out that website, Adventr. And Cram, you have any?
Don't get left behind. The future is here.
Hell yeah.
Do not get left in the past, brothers and sisters. I tell you now.
Why you think there's not enough black people in the tech world? Why do you think that?
Why do you think?
I have no idea.
They don't. I think they're
it's a
lazy.
lane.
I took
They're
two.
lazy.
I took 2 computer science classes in college, and they were tough. And I was one of the many few black students in there, but it wasn't a big class. But I don't think they like it. The coding, it's a lot. It's a lot more to it to remember, than anything else. I think. For real.
Yeah, I don't think math and sciences are really
Black people
stressed
stuff.
in our culture. But I'm not particularly good at math. I didn't study science.
Yeah.
But it's just not there's a few things. We haven't seen anyone that looks like us relevant in this space. That's literally part of why I go hard at this, and it's really it takes a lot out of you, and
It's tiring. I tell you,
it's a lot, and one of the main reasons I'm doing it is because I want young black. I want young people of all types, but especially black kids, to see, I can have a voice in that space. Especially from like the hip hop generation, right?
Yeah.
Like, I'm a real hip hop person. Like, I'm really from
You're
the culture.
from the
Yeah,
culture.
hell yeah.
I've helped make the culture, right, in my little way.
You've made history in the culture. You've done it all.
So but you don't have to be stuck just because you listen to rap music or whatever. You don't have to play basketball and that's it, or whatever, or be a writer and that's it. Like, we can do whatever we want. And so I'm really working, and I make this known to all the people, all the investors or whatever. I'm like, this is part of my mission too, right? And I want to make this huge. Part of it is like, I want to show kids that this is possible. And I think with Kanye, I feel like I've heard a lot of people, both like in the neighborhood and like on like that blow up, like they felt that Kanye, being this like regular guy, kind of suburban guy, but being able to win and have a voice, let them know they can have a voice.
Yeah.
If you don't have to be hardcore or whatever. So So we're just trying to turn up right now, man, and really show people like us. Oh, I don't have to be from Harvard. Well, I went to Wharton, so that's good. but I don't have to look like them to win in that space.
Right.
So,
Just gotta be willing to put in that time.
Put in the work, yeah.
Put in that work.
That's all. But thank you again.
Thank you guys.
Thank you.
Yeah, this is good. So
All right.
we're
all set?
Yeah, I don't have any quotes.
All right, we out of here. Deformalities, deformalities.com. Thank you guys for tuning in with Devo Springsteen. Make sure you follow him. Follow Adventr. Check it out. We're going to make an interactive video. Guaranteed.
Soon, coming
definitely.
soon. Yo, and follow my new Twitter. It's Cram with 3 A's and 2 M's.
He messed it up.
Got a lot of problems at home. And had to change my life over. I had to give my life to God. So look out for the new Twitter.
He's here.
Cram's on the Twitter. All right. We out here. Music, podcast,
Culture.